a Florida teacher, has done the unthinkable, has decided to bring Trump-supported literature into the classroom. Let's put up the lesson that's in question here from the state of Florida, all right? This is from a substitute teacher who used news coverage of Trump's election lies as an example of media bias in a 6th grade classroom assignment, outraging parents. It was a take-home sheet titled, "How Does a Historian Work?" And it was meant to prepare the R. Dan Nolan middle schoolers for a test. What does it say? Point of view can affect how one interprets or describes a person or event. Bias can be created by inserting suggestive blank into statements. The media is often biased and will add words that persuade you to think one way or over another. Read these 2 statements made by reporters after the 2020 election. Here are the 2 statements. President Trump made claims that the 2020 election was stolen. The next statement, President Trump made false claims that the 2020 election was stolen. The first sentence is giving you information, while the second sentence leads you to believe he is wrong before you have all the facts. Now, this is called educational indoctrination. That's what this is. This is a problem. I mean, they want you to think that critical race theory is the problem, which is not taught in K through 12 education. They want you to think that students who identify in the LGBTQ community are the problem in K through 12 education. It is not. Teachers like this are, okay? One mother who spoke with the Daily Beast had proceeded to quiz her child on its list of vocabulary words. The first 6 words were, and I quote, evidence, source, primary source, secondary source, reliable source, and point of view. And then came number 7, bias, all right? The teacher is claiming that any news media outlet that has independently determined Trump to be wrong in his assertion was somehow politically biased against Trump, and thus it was not an adequate conclusion of the reporter. It's actually the most biased examples of bias I've ever seen, the mother later said. It seems pretty out of place for a 6th grade class. She was sure there might have been any number of other examples that would have not brought politics into the classroom. Once again, I thought conservatives were against politics being brought into the classroom. That's what they say, until it matches their own lies and their agenda. There's more. Her 6th grade son, or her 6th grader, responded as a 6th grader might respond. Not understanding the danger of the big lie. He said, "Oh, don't worry about it. You're making a big deal out of it," she remembered. She responded as an aware mother of a 6th grader, telling him he was too young to be fed political propaganda. She was one of a number of parents who called the school. She says the principal promised to look into it. Let's put up a picture of the principal. His name is Scott Cooper. Here's the thing, Principal Scott, you have an opportunity here. Okay, you have an opportunity to do the right thing. The county school board issued a statement saying the homework assignment did not meet their standards, but also pledged support for state standards set forth by Governor Ron DeSantis, who has campaigned against left-wing indoctrination, as he calls it, in schools, and has refused to say whether the 2020 election was stolen. Additionally, the board attached a copy of the study sheet, adding that it was based on chapter 1 of the following state-approved textbook, Discovering Our Past, A History of the World, Early Ages, Florida edition. The board should have noted that the book makes no mention of Trump, nor the election he continues to claim was stolen, but was in fact not. There you have it. You see, look at the laws that are being passed throughout various states. They are literally lessening or weakening the prerequisites for somebody to become a teacher. Many states now do not require a teacher to have a college degree. All of them virtually are Republican states. They are allowing individuals to bring in this kind of indoctrination, without real rebuttal. And even when there has to be a forced response from a conservative school board, they decide to measure their response and still provide some level of protection for the educator who's spewed the madness. Now, what's going to happen to the teacher? We don't know yet. We have no idea, but we're going to follow the story. All right, thoughts here, dear sister?
Yeah, I think calling that teacher an educator is a little bit generous, but yeah, I mean, it's a good lesson. The concept of teaching children media literacy is important. They should know that, especially kids that have increasing access to online media. They're going to be getting fed disinformation every day. The idea of the lesson plan is good. The execution, of course, is biased, and the teacher didn't do a very good job at teaching the students the definition of bias, because it plays into this ridiculous idea that the truth is everyone can just read a little bit of different sources and come to the truth themselves. That's just not true. The truth is the truth.
Yeah.
One article might have done the investigative research necessary to uncover what the truth is. And the truth is that Trump did not win the 2020 election. Is it also true that he claimed that it was stolen? Yes, but to say that an article claiming that it was a false assertion that it was stolen, to claim that is biased is ridiculous. That is just the truth, and you are a teacher who is shrouded in your own delusions over what happened. And it's important that the parents did step up and say, hey, we have a problem with this, even in what would usually be a pretty conservative area, because they were right. It is an attempt at indoctrination, and the right has been saying over and over again that it's these radical left-wing teachers that are trying to indoctrinate your kids, but that's just not the case. That's not what we're seeing. But what we are seeing is a lot of right-wing teachers like spreading their little propaganda to the students at young ages. It's bad. It's really shameful.
And they're outraged over college professors teaching young adults truth, but they're not outraged by a 6th grade teacher teaching falsehoods. Fascinating.